Neither Google nor Eric Schmidt attempted to interfere with criticism of Google by the researcher, co-chair Jonathan Soros wrote in a letter to New America staff and fellows. They did not threaten funding, and they did not call for any changes to research into monopoly power. The researcher, Barry Lin, was director of Open Markets, which had been affiliated with New America. Lin was told that Open Markets would be pushed out of the think tank. Shortly after, Lin issued a statement praising a European antitrust ruling against Google and urging U.S. regulators to take action against the search giant. Soros distributed his letter hours before New America CEO Anne-Marie Slaughter met with the foundation's staff. In that meeting, Slaughter said that there was a pattern of behavioral issues with Lin, but said she could not discuss personnel issues. In the meeting, Slaughter promised to set up a committee to review and establish standards for interaction between donors and New America leadership. In a statement, a New America spokesperson says, New America separated from Barry Lin because he repeatedly demonstrated that he couldn't work with his colleagues in a respectful, honest, and cooperative way. The meeting, and Soros's letter, follow a story in the New York Times last week about Lin's departure from the foundation. In the letter, Soros, the son of philanthropist George Soros, says the Times article was the result of a targeted communications campaign by Lin and Zephyr Teachout, a New America fellow who published a related op-ed the same day that the story broke in the Times. The hard consequence of Google's soft power emails viewed by Wired reveal how funding from the tech giant can influence internal dynamics within a think tank. Digital privacy is making antitrust exciting again. American antitrust officials are questioning whether the Standard Oils of Silicon Valley should be scrutinized on more than just price. Google deliberately confuses its employees, Fed says with their comments. Soros says the two researchers had casually and cavalierly damaged the integrity of an institution. But he also acknowledges that New America had hurt its own cause with a flat-footed and sometimes counterproductive response to the charges and the article. New America CEO Anne-Marie Slaughter handled the think tank's immediate response to the Times, initially calling the article false, before later retracting that claim. She also published emails that she had sent to Lin, but not his responses, on New America's website in the interest of transparency. During Wednesday's meeting, which included some tough questions for Slaughter, Alan Davidson, a New America fellow and former top lobbyist for Google, criticized Lin and praised Slaughter's handling of the situation. In his email, Soros emphasizes that he does not believe that the communications campaign was undertaken to hurt New America, but rather to raise funds for Lin's new group, which purchased the URL before the article in the Times. New America did not immediately respond to request for comment about the meeting. Here is an excerpt from the letter. Correction, a previous version of this article incorrectly said Anne-Marie Slaughter had called a New York Times story fake news. Ms. Slaughter called the Times story false. We regret the error. Updated, September 6, 6 p.m. ET. This article was updated to include comments by a New America employee about the foundation's policies around advanced notice. Updated, September 6, 8:35 p.m. ET. This article was updated to include a statement by a New America spokesperson.